All right. I'm using my Claude Code via cursor extension in cursor, and about to make a cool new feature that I'm pretty excited about. Has to do with right now you can be in plan mode or you can be in agent mode, very similar to cursor. But I also revamped a skill, so the extension makes use of these skills. The modes skill and the plans skill. And but what I wanted to show here that I thought was kind of cool is that you can chain slash commands together. So I'm sending all of these slash commands at once. Mode's agent is going to change this mode into agent mode, which basically is just default mode, really. And then plans has a to cursor verb, which sends the plan.md that you specify to the special cursor plans directory. And then the new plan skill has a build verb, and we're going to build the plan that got moved. And so I expect this to go swimmingly, but let's find out. Here we go. Sometimes I've noticed that if you tell an agent do this, 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 and this, it'll kind of lose its way along the way if you don't number them. Like 1, do this, 2, do that, 3, do this, So we'll see. Oh no, yep, there we go. So current state is plan. That's the mode. And now it's changed to agent mode. We can see that here. And one thing that's kind of cool, I'm going to scroll up to show you this. Okay, cool. There we go. That just showed up from the plan. So there we go. It's going to rip and snort and do this. Handoff complete. So yeah, the compound slash commands totally worked. Substantial build, 14 to-dos, real new UI. I'll execute in order. Here we go. And what's cool is the skill. So when I say build this plan, it has these to-dos down here, and it's already updated it. So it keeps the states updated as it goes. The thing I was going to mention is, so active modes is the persistent memory of what modes we are in. And if you notice, this long GUID here is the session ID. So each session has its own active modes. And so I could open 5 instances of Claude Code pointing to the same directory, and each conversation would have its own active mode. So one could be in agent mode, one could be in plan mode. That was a new feature for a little while. It was kind of global. And by the way, I mentioned that you can open multiple Claude Code instances from the same directory, but you can't open multiple cursor instances, oddly. If you open a new window with cursor and you say open this directory I've already got open in this other window, it'll just change focus to the other window and refuses to do it. And it's like, what's up with that? Anyway, one final thought is the next stage. So the next, I'm getting the extension completely polished, and I think this is the last bit of that. Is what'll happen now when this work is done is it will when you're in plan mode, it'll have another pill next to it that tells you what phase of planning you're in. And if you can use that to select a phase, and a little modal pops up to get some clarifying questions like which plan did you want to build or review or whatever. So there's these different verbs. And I've built the whole thing, the whole entire extension. The idea is that it really is just a pass through to Claude Code and not very opinionated. And so even when I change, if I were to do this drop down and choose plan, it would show you the slash command it's sending. So it's like transparent and kind of informs the user, like, here's how you do this in Claude Code. But so in keeping with that, if you don't install, so here I'll just show you in the settings. So in the settings here, there are these modes, and that's what the mode menu, mode picker does. And so if you do nothing, it's assuming you've got modes installed. And down here, we say, hey, these skills are super useful. We suggest you install them. If they're not installed, you get a little install button, and it walks you through installing them. But here, if you want to, you can say, hey, you know what? Neat modes skill, but I've got my own thing going on. Send this command to Claude Code when I say plan mode, and when I choose plan, and send this for agent. So you can customize it to be whatever you want. And if you don't install the skills, you'll need to do something there, right? But if you don't have plans installed, the skill, then the plans menu selector here just won't display. I started looking into well, maybe we could have them customize it for there. And it's no, there's too much going on of modals of which plan and stuff. There's too much logic involved. So we just made it nice and simple. If you've got plans installed, great. You get the plans, picker, and otherwise you don't. So anyway, I just thought I'd share. It's coming along really nicely.